All right, Craig, thank you. Yeah, I got up this morning and I was trying to figure out an introduction for my next guest. And I was trying to put the words on paper and I can't. So let me just say this. This conversation has been 35 years in the making because I've been a big fan of the Motels for 35 years, and I've been a huge fan of Martha Davis for 35 years. I first discovered the Motels when I was a college professor in rural Indiana, and I was the faculty advisor to the campus radio station. And at that time, the Motels were in heavy rotation. I'd never heard of them. But then I heard the voice. I heard Martha sing. And I jotted this down. I wrote that this is a voice marked by power and grace. But it has been frustrating to me because, look, I don't know new wave from new age. I can't talk music. I just know what I like. And this band, this voice has meant a lot to me over the years. But we've never been able to connect. The Motels opened for Supertramp back in 85. I was a half hour away from the venue. I couldn't go because I couldn't get off that night. And then about, 10 years ago, they were up in Atascadero, but I didn't know about it. It wasn't meant to be. But here's the great news. Guess who's coming to the Clark Center in Arroyo Grande a week from Saturday night, 8 o'clock, the Motels with Martha Davis and Bow Wow Wow. You can go online at clarkcenter.org and get your tickets. This show's going to sell out. Someone wake up Martha Davis because I'm sure she's asleep by now. Martha, good afternoon.
No, I'm not asleep. I'm in love. We should run away together, okay?
We should. And before anything else, can I say something?
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Well, and there's another here. We're starting off. So, well, first, I have to thank you for that beautiful, made me, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Professor. I will call you from now on.
No, just call me Dave.
Professor Dave, it's not my birthday. It wasn't my birthday yesterday.
But it's on Friday.
Many years ago in the 80s, Rolling Stone, I have to find this thing because it was a book I think they published about, facts about rock stars or something. And they published that my birthday was on the 15th. Well, it's not. It's on the 19th.
Right. It's on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm close.
A lot of people start wishing me happy birthday on the 15th, and it just goes straight through, which is way too many birthdays for anybody to have.
How do you feel about birthdays, Martha?
You know what? I'm really bad at remembering them, so I don't feel very good about birthdays because I'm always feeling guilty because I've forgotten somebody's. And now everybody's on Facebook but me, and so they know everybody's birthday, and I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah. How are you doing these days? What's your state of mind?
I'm doing so well. I was telling Craig I just ran in from feeding the goats and the feral kitties, and I'm on a farm. And when I'm not, rocking out or filming a video in my living room, which I've been doing for the last 3 weeks, I guess, way longer than I thought it was going to take, I'm just being crazy and creative like I always have. That's what I do. That's who I am. It doesn't make a lot of sense in this modern world, but it's, I don't know.
And you got alpacas up there, right?
I got 4 new. These are my 4 new people. Yes, the alpacas. They're hilarious. No, it's very. That's. I don't know if you can hear Bruce in the background, the crazy rooster. I've always been a dirt girl. I've always been a person that preferred, this kind of life to city life. But I get my cities. That's what I do for my work. I go to cities and play music. So. And then I get to scamper home to the farm.
Good for you. So what can we look forward to on the 27th? How did this come together with you and Bow Wow Wow?
Well, Bow Wow Wow and I are both managed by the same person, so we get together quite a bit because it makes sense for that package. And I love Annabella, and she's so great. And it's a fun package, because you get that crazy 80s stuff. We, of course, have a new album coming out, which is coming out on March 7th, my sister's birthday. Oh. I'm sorry, Janet, that's probably not why it happened. It probably had something to do with marketing or something. I don't know. But,
and this is Last Few Beautiful Days, Martha?
This is it. Okay. Yes, The Last Few Beautiful Days. And I love this album, and I think it's a wonderful album. And we will be playing some songs from it. Good. Not the entirety, but because you have the other wonderful songs from the past, as well. So, I've been busy. It's good. My band a completely awesome, wonderful band. The boys all live down in Los Angeles, and I don't hold that against them, but
you've had a big lineup over the years in terms of your band. You've had a lot of people come and go, but you've been with this lineup for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, actually, we've been together longer than the Motels that were signed to Capitol. So we've been together 14 years now. I've watched these kids grow up. They're now almost men. No, they're very, very super wonderfully talented, amazing guys, and we have a wonderful, wonderful rapport. We have everybody in the band is in it for the music. There's no egos. It's just, and so when you come see this band, you see amazing musicians that are really, really good at their craft and really, really into performing these songs, you know. They're all, the guys are younger guys, but they are, as with younger generation, they're huge 80s fans. More so than I am, I think. Sure. You know, so they know how to bring that flavor to those songs. You know,
does the music of the '80s, not necessarily the Motels, but the music in general, does it stand the test of time for you, Martha?
Some of it does, some of it doesn't. I think the thing that I loved most about the '80s was that kills me today if I see somebody that's like, that. Wow, that band sounds like Blondie, or that band sounds like, you know, you hear people that are emulating the 80s nowadays. But the thing that was the most fun about the 80s was nobody sounded like anybody else. The whole thing of the 80s was to be unique. Every single artist was different. Oingo Boingo was not, you know, Talking Heads was not, I mean, everybody was different. It was I can't think of two bands that, unless you get into the hair metal thing, and then you get some kind of look-alike kind of thing. But for the most part, it was just everybody being as creative and wild as they possibly could get in as many different directions as they possibly could. So I was probably the only one. I remember sitting in auditoriums with, like, you know, I'd be the only one with, like, brown hair. Everybody else would be like purple, pink, green. I just have brown hair. It was kind of boring. I'm going to fix that in my new video.
Martha Davis on this broadcast, the Motels and Bow Wow Wow in concert at the Clark Center in Arroyo Grande on Saturday, January 27th at 8 o'clock. Get your tickets online at clarkcenter.org. This show is going to sell out. What I have been reading about you, Martha, suggests that in the 1980s, at the height of your popularity, there seemed to be a push from your record label or your management to push you more middle of the road, and you resisted. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think it was more, you know, it was happening sort of naturally. I mean, actually, our first hit, which was Only the Lonely, was produced by Val Garay kind of twice. It was first sort of produced by Tim McGovern, who was the guitar player at the time. That's why the album Apocalypso exists, which finally came out. But
finally,
Val was, you know, he had Betty Davis Eyes. That was his big hit before that. And he was a very, you know, it was a very polished sound. And it was way kind of too polished for me. But we had our first hit, so you kind of got that double-edged sword of like, well, this is a little too safe and clean for me, but at the same time, we're actually paying the bills now. Yeah. So you kind of go along with that for a while. And then it's just where your heart is. You know, it's like after a while, and the band broke up, and it was like, it was kind of like we'd lost our mojo, you know. I realized at the end of, like, at the Policy album, they were like, well, you need to write with these different people, you know, here's Diane Warren, and here's so-and-so, and here's blah, 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 write with these people. And I'm like, I'm a writer. That's what I am. Before I'm anything else, before I'm a singer, or definitely before I'm a guitar player, I'm a writer. And so I realized that, you know, that's what I'd most want to be known for. You know, I really, you know, that's if I can write songs that actually do something for people, then I'm a happy girl.
See, when I was reading that part about you, I kept thinking about Berlin. They had that one hit in the Tom Cruise movie.
I just heard that today. I swear to God, I was thinking about Terry. Yeah, and boom. I sang that song. Giorgio Moroder sang "Take My Breath," sent it over to me, and it was actually already sung by another, girl that sang demos for him. She did a fine job too, and then I took a whack at it, and then Terry ended up with it. And I think about, if I'd had that, I would have the moment I heard that song, I went, "Oh my God, that's a hit!" And I don't know a hit, but that one was just such a hit. And but if I'd had it, that would have been what I was known for. And
that's right.
I don't mind taking the long way around. I don't mind being, I don't mind doing extra work. I don't mind not having tons of money. All I want to do is, at the end of the day, be able to really be proud of what I've done, and that's,
So on the new record with The Last Few Beautiful Days, have you arrived at the vision you've been fighting for all this time?
I think that I'm getting very close. The beauty of any kind of art is that you're never finished. Your favorite thing is not the last thing you did, but the next thing you're going to do.
Yeah.
So and that's why you keep moving forward. I'm not a person that spends a lot of time, reveling in the old days. Although, it's like when you do have the songs that are successful, it's a joy and a privilege to be able to continue to perform them. And when people ask me, do you ever get sick of them? You've only been playing them close to 40 years now, or 40, however long it's been. No, because they're never, ever, ever the same. You're never playing in the same venue. You're never playing to the same people. There's a good chance there might be somebody in the audience that's never even heard the song. Who knows?
Right.
So it's a different dynamic every time you approach it, and always a joy. And
I think that's important, particularly in a concert like what's coming up here at the Clark Center, is that, yes, we want to hear the new stuff, but we're also spending money because we want to hear Only the Lonely and Suddenly Last Summer and Take the L or whatever.
Yeah. It's true. And I try, I think all artists go through this period where, I don't want to be the Motels anymore. I don't want to play. I want to change those songs up. I need to do them differently. And everybody kind of goes through that. It's almost like being a teenager, that rebellious period. And I went there. There was a while when Only Lonely was kind of jazzy and weird, and and a good song. I mean, if they're good songs, they can go a million different ways. Only Lonely as a reggae song is very good, but at the same time, that's not what people want to hear. Yeah. So I figured that out, and we get it as true as we can. And now that Marty's back in the band, too, which he was gone for quite a while, and now Marty's back, who is this saxophone player. So you get his wonderful saxophone on Only Lonely and Total Control and things like that.
Martha Davis on this broadcast from the Motels. They're going to be at the Clark Center in Arroyo Grande. Go online and order your tickets at clarkcenter.org, but hang out because we're going to give away some free tickets here in a little bit. I was impressed by the fact that one of the interviewers asked you to talk about your musical influences, and you talked about everybody from David Bowie to Igor Stravinsky. So you clearly have a big musical background, Martha.
Well, when I was very little, my mom had a wonderful record collection, and she used to put on her, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 78s. And I was a tiny girl, and I would that one of her records was The Rite of Spring, and she would put that thing on, and I would freak out. I think I was like 5, and it just captured me, and it terrified me, and it made me feel like I was in outer space, and it did all these. I just vividly remember like having this visceral reaction to that piece of music. Still love it to this day. Just think it's magnificent. He was wonderful. And, he appears like Igor Stravinsky and The Rite of Spring, or any Igor Stravinsky. I mean, you hear him all the time in movie soundtracks and everything. That stuff has been used, stuff that he was innovative, bringing to the, I mean, people hated it when they first heard it. But anyway, so I love that. And then I fell in love with, the first time I ever performed, I was in like the 4th grade, and I had this little guitar that I learned 3 chords on it, and I played Negro spirituals, and I thought they were the most beautiful songs in the world. I still do. They're just gorgeous. And then I fell in love with musicals, and then I did a little bit of folk stuff for a while, and I always loved Odetta and Buffy St. Marie, and I always kind of more,
Yeah, I just heard an interview yesterday on public radio with Buffy St. Marie.
She's so brilliant.
She's amazing. It wasn't about her music, it was about her activism.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been involved in causes over the years, Martha? Is there anything that speaks to your heart?
I'm very, very passionate about. In fact, you don't probably want to get me started on anything. I am from Berkeley, California, so that'll give you a tip off which direction I'd go.
Yeah.
But I'm hugely. The Planet is a big. The song "The Last Few Beautiful Days" on the new album, it has a little bit to do with that kind of thing. I love science. I love innovation, but I mostly love nature, and nature had figured out everything, and we tend to just trample in and botch everything up, and I don't get me started. It's
I won't. So I got to ask. I know it's been 32 years, but what was the tour like with Supertramp? Since I missed that concert, was that a positive experience for you?
It was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. I don't remember a whole lot, darling. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was the. I always thought it was kind of a strange double bill. But,
I did too, but
yeah. So
I would have come for you guys.
Huh?
I would have come for the Motels. I could have cared less about Supertramp.
Well, here's my question to you, Dave. Are you coming?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Awesome.
When Connie, the director, they usually at the Clark Center, they do a lot of, tribute to John Denver and tribute to the Beatles, and that's all fine. And she announces you, and I about fell out of the chair. I said, "You're kidding me. You're bringing the Motels to the Clark Center? Good for you."
Oh, that's so fabulous. Well, I can't wait to meet you because it's been way too long, hasn't it?
Your music has meant the world to me, Martha Davis. It really has.
Thank you so much.
On a very personal level. Anything you want to say before we let you go?
I just can't wait to get there. Is everybody okay? Did everybody get over the flu? Is there no fires there?
We're about an hour north of the fire, so you'll be safe there. And I'm hoping by the 27th we'll have the flu under control.
Awesome. Yeah, I lived in Ventura for a while, and apparently the house that I lived in, that I had owned there, burned to the ground. So
dear.
It's been, but you know what? I have solutions for all of this. If I could, when we get together, I'll state some of my theories to you and tell you how I'm going to fix the world.
We look forward to the 27th. Martha Davis, thank you so much for being on Hometown Radio.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Martha Davis on the Motels, a conversation 35 years in the making. Now, don't turn off the radio yet. When we come back, I've got some free tickets. I'm Dave Congleton. We're live, we're local. It must be the Dave Congleton Show.
Starlight, vivid as madness, dreams wake inside my head. It's as though I'm hearing words no one said. I'll ignore communication.
Martha Davis and the Motels, they are going to be in concert with Bow Wow Wow on Saturday, January 27th at 8 o'clock. You can call the box office at 489-9444, or you can go online to clarkcenter.org. If you hear a guy singing along slightly off key, that would be me. How would you like to go? Would you like to go see the Motels at Bow Wow Wow, the Clark Center? We will send you right here, right now. If you're calling number 543-8830 is the number, 543-8830. Looking for somebody who hasn't won anything from us in the last 30 days, 543-8830, caller number 5, get to see the Motels. I'm sure Bow Wow Wow is fine. I'm telling you, Martha Davis, one of the great voices. I got to talk to her. All right, yeah, Dave's in a good mood. As the phones explode, go online, clarkcenter.org, or buy your tickets at 489-9444. And tickets at the Clark Center always make a great gift. It's as simple as that. All right, who's our winner? We got Guy in Avila on KVEC. Hey, Guy.
Hello, how are you?
We're good. How are you, Guy? Congratulations.
I'm doing well.
Saturday, January 27th works for you?
So excited to see the show. I can't believe I just got off of work, and that's the perfect timing. Thank you so much.
I love the Motels.
Yeah, so me too. That's perfect. Just classic.
Guy, we'll see you there. Hang on. Let Craig talk to you and take your information. Yes, we have a second pair, but we may wait till after the next segment. We'll see here. I can't explain it. I referenced the story earlier. When I went to, I was living about an hour outside of Indianapolis at DePaul University. I was the faculty advisor to the radio station, and they kept playing this group, and I had never heard of them. It was right about that time. I was in that year. I was introduced to three groups that I really didn't know much about. I was introduced to the Motels. I was introduced to Huey Lewis and the News. And I was introduced to Genesis. I didn't, I had known Genesis, but I really didn't know their music that much. But from hanging out with the campus radio station, I knew about them. And Craig, you're a Bow Wow Wow guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying I mean huge, but I definitely watched the video like 8 million times, especially when I was growing up. I thought
this is Annabelle.
She was super, super hot and she has the mohawk, and she's just all crazy.
She was 13 when she started.
Yeah, I know. Very young, very talented,
very, very talented. You want to do it? Want to go for it? Sure, let's do it. All right. Caller number 7. Let's do it. 543-8830. Let's go. 543-8830. Caller 7. You better be calling now. 2 tickets to see the Motels and Bow Wow Wow. Saturday, January 27th at the Clark Center. Go online to clarkcenter.org. Buy these tickets. This show will sell out. It's a last-minute crowd. People are like, what are we going to do on the 27th? Well, I heard Dave's going to go to the Motels. So we'll check out the Motels. As the phones explode one more time. That's cool. Roberto Monje is going to join us after news at the top of the hour. Meanwhile, here is our second winner. We got Mike in San Luis on KVEC. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Congratulations.
How you doing? Hey, Greg.
How are you, sir?
Doing very good. Thanks for like to see the Motels.
And you can see them on Saturday, January 27th at 8 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Then you're going. I'll see you there. Hang on, Mike. So congratulations to Guy. Congratulations to Mike. Thanks to Connie O'Henley from the Clark Center for making those tickets available. Thanks to Martha Davis for being so gracious. Doesn't she sound like a fun person? She's got like 72 acres outside of Portland, Oregon. It sounds like she lives with it sounds like she's got an animal sanctuary. All right, off we go. We're only halfway through today's broadcast. We've got ABC Radio News. We've got Time Saver Traffic and Weather Together. Then we got the whole second half of Hometown Radio. I'm Dave Congleton. This is AM 920, FM 96.5, News Talk, KVEC.